I'm Ace.
I'm Road Rash.
And we are
the Nomads.
And you are watching
Rasslin Rage with your boy, Cody Flynn.
And Happy Harper's Ice Cream and Danny Beals.
You already know me. IPW champion Davison Sarai. Happy to announce that I'm now an official sponsor for Rasslin Rage. Basically makes me part owner. Anything with my name on it has to get classed up a little bit, so maybe we'll see some changes around here. See you soon.
Oh!
This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade.
And now it's time for Rasslin Rage with your host, Cody Fleming.
Fantastic.
Oh, hey, whoa, settle down, bro. So I would like to say thank you to everybody that is catching us live right now, but I do want to say one thing. I want to say hello to all our comrades in Russia, because we are very well liked in Russia. We're like, what's the dude from? What's the dude's name from Baywatch? The guy that was in Knight Rider.
David Hasselhoff.
You know how he was like really popular in Germany? That's us.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's us. We're like really popular, but we're in Russia, right? I really wish I knew how to speak Russian. Not only that,
You should learn.
Have you ever? What's that dude's name that's got that you know, he does the comedy special and he takes his shirt off as soon as he gets on there. You know what I'm talking about? And he talks about Frank the Tank. That's it. And he talks about going to Russia for the band or something like that. That whole experience. I want that life.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes, it would. It would be absolutely fantastic, for sure. Thank you to everybody joining us tonight. I'm slacking a little bit. However, I was prepared, but I wasn't prepared. Does that make a lot of sense to you? You know what I'm saying? Prepared, but I'm not prepared. But anyways, good evening, everyone.
That sounds like a management thing to say.
I'm not in that position anymore, so go ahead and shut up.
You gotta shake that man.
And you know what?
He's like, go ahead and shut up.
And you know what? Not only am I not in that position anymore, but I'm also was not management. So I don't understand why you keep calling me management. I was not on.
You keep firing him.
Well, the problem is, I was still an hourly employee. Therefore, I was not even considered management. Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you the CEO and COO of Rasslin Rage? Would you or would you not say that you would be the manager of Rasslin Rage? So it sounds like you need to manage to shut the hell up.
Are you the CFO, CEO, or any of the above acronyms of Rasslin Rage?
Nope.
So then it sounds like you need to shut the fuck up.
Me and Dan signed it. We went on strike, did a whole union thing.
Yeah, well, how'd that work out for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We're getting paid 900% more than we were 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Where are you getting the money from?
Well, 900% of nothing,
I was going to say.
but it's still something.
So anyways, I'm one of your hosts, Cody Fleming. As always, these two Nimrods are with me, the other 2/3. We have Josh Harper and the one and the only maddest man in Michigan. That's right, Dan Beals. The real deal heel, Danny Beals. That's right. So we have no results. Unfortunately, there were 2 events over the weekend, but for some reason, these 2 promotions just don't like to give us their stuff. So it is what it is. We're not complaining, but hey, I don't see why it's such a big deal, but hey, whatever. I'm not going to fight and argue over your results. If you don't want to give them to me, sorry about your luck. It is what it is, right? So tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. We were going to have Bubba on from Metro Pro Wrestling, but Bubba was in a accident recently and wasn't feeling well. He was all for it earlier today. As the day went on, he wasn't feeling well. So he decided that it wasn't going to be a good idea for him to come on tonight. So still we have Davison Sarai is going to join us, one of our sponsors too. But we're also, I already played her sponsorship video in the beginning, but her and her commentary partner, Mark Franchise, I know she's already sitting and waiting. I don't know about him when he may pop in. I did say for them around 7:30-ish, so there is that. And you never know if maybe we go a little bit later and maybe we might get somebody from another promotion may reach out, but they're working. So we'll see how it works out right now. But anyways, we're going to do that, but we're going to talk about the Rage and MIW Awards.
Now, remember, these are not official nominations. These are just the opinions of the people that are talking here tonight. So we're not saying that the people we talk about are going to win. We're not saying the people we're talking about aren't going to win. We're just sitting here bullshitting because that's like 90% of what we do. So, hey.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's really it.
The official nominations have been sent out. We're waiting to get them all back.
Well, the nomination ballots have been sent out.
Have been sent out. We're waiting to get them all back.
So I'm getting, surprisingly, they're coming back already.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, the way that'll work is they'll all be tabulated, right?
Yep.
And then they'll be sent back.
Yep, with the top 5 for each category. Yep. Which I think match of the year is going to be really hard. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, guys. All right, so we would like to thank our sponsors. Obviously, Davison Sarai. We talked about her video was up there a few minutes ago. We also want to thank Joe Brony. You can find him at Joe Brony Talks on all social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can even search him on YouTube as well. And Davison can be found at IPW doing her thing there on Facebook or anywhere else she chooses. And also the show where we go set up to do our thing. We would like to thank BCWA. You can find BCWA on Facebook, Go BCWA, or at Go BCWA, and then on their website, gobcwa.com.
Now, before we get to the Indies part of the show, we start going with what we're going with. We want to remind you that we're coming up on the last week of our toy drive. So please, if you'd like to donate, get a hold of Cody, get a hold of Danny, get a hold of myself, and we'll try to arrange somewhere for you to drop the toys off, whether it be we meet in a public space, you come to us, we come to you, or if you go to Pro Wrestling All-Stars on Thursday or Friday, we'll try to find a way to get a hold of you.
Right. Well, yeah, for sure. Remember what they said, right? 16th and 17th is Pro Wrestling All-Stars. If you can't meet up with us, right, and you want to go to wrestling, get yourself something for a 13 to 17-year-old, right? You and your kids get one for your kid. Bring your kid too. Have them have something, an item as well. Take it to Pro Wrestling All-Stars on the 16th or 17th. You can get into the event. You can watch wrestling, and then not only are you donating to Pro Wrestling All-Stars and helping them, but you're helping us because Pro Wrestling All-Stars is helping us. So it's like everybody's helping everybody, right? Because all those toys they're donating to our toy drive. So that's pretty awesome.
And I had the opportunity to go to the Toys for Tots building last night and just kind of take a little tour, see what they're doing, and amazing stuff. But they still need more help. So hey, if you can, please do. If you can't, go check them out. Maybe they can help you out.
Yeah.
Now, we would like to thank Justin LaRosa, all the guys at PWE, Daniel Beach, Taylor Edison, Rebecca Paul, of course, Pro Wrestling All-Stars of Detroit,
Kevin Jeffrey.
Yes, Kevin Jeffrey, thank you.
Brittany.
And Oh, Brittany, yes, the race woman in Michigan. Yep. I mean, she donated. Josh too cheap.
Too much.
He probably made her take it out of her own money too.
Man, you're such a mean guy.
The meanest. I'm a Grinch.
He's a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Man. So, yeah. Awesome. Again, as we said, if you're not able to get to us before, I think, Monday, we got to turn all our shit in?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Next Saturday. So we'll be picking it up on Friday from Pro Wrestling All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is when we drop it off.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So there you go. So then you can go to Pro Wrestling All Stars and give them your item and get into wrestling, and it'll go to our toy drive, which is amazing, right? Which we talked about. So when we come back, we're going to start talking about the awards amongst ourselves for a little bit, and because Davison and Mark are supposed to be joining us around 7:30ish. Again, like I said, Bubba wasn't able to make it. We apologize about that, but it is what it is. All right, so when we come back.
It's time to talk about Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment. Michigan independent wrestling. Tune into the channel, check your internet connection. Cody, Danny, Josh, they're the best at breaking down the matches into each and every segment.
Derek Wolf here, the most successful person in the Independence Pro Wrestling locker room, and your Michiana champion. And you're watching Rasslin Rage.
Happiest Harper, a cinnamon dream. I bring you an ice that'll sure make you scream. Demon of fire and cold from above.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
I mean, I know it's role playing, but can we do a little more play and a little less role?
All right.
Okay.
So let's see. That's 12, 13, 18. That's 24 points of damage to make you a happy Harper.
All right. Well, we're back. So I was talking to you guys earlier, and you were saying that you guys had some picks, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Josh did.
You don't have any picks?
I have opinions, but nope.
Okay, so you have opinions. Okay, you have opinions. So, Josh, I'm really interested in your opinion on Rookie of the Year. Now, I want you to know, everybody out there today, so we have sent out a ballot to the promoters throughout the state of Michigan. And basically, for each category, there's 6 categories, they are going to give their 5 nominations for each category. Now, it's not in any specific order, right? It doesn't mean that number 1 is number 1. That's not how it goes. Now, out of those categories, the 5 guys with the most nominations will be the 5 ladies or guys, whatever, will be the top 5, and that's who they vote for. So then another one will go out, and this time it'll be a voting ballot, and they will have to vote for each category out of the 5 people. And then the number 1 vote wins.
Now, are we going to say, hey, this was runner-up? Are we going to say this was number 3? Or are we just going to be the champions?
I don't know, man. I don't want to start a fight.
These are the winners.
These are the winners. Ta-da.
Because we could specifically have Dan say, this is number 2. You were almost good enough.
Oh.
Try harder next year.
Well, and the thing is...
Listen, Cody already had almost a full year of hashtag Cody's fault.
True story.
Right, so now we have to set up hashtag Dan's fault.
Well, and that's exactly it, too. I've had to have a lot of problems. And I don't want a lot of problems. But Hey, Jeremiah Goldman. Hello to you, sir. Nice to see you, my man. So what did I say? Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
Do you have 5 people for rookie?
5? No, I did 2.
You
For every
what?
category, I did 2.
No, you're supposed to. Okay. Anyway, who's your 2?
My 2 are Kyler Coleman and the man from the swamp, Brutus Atwell.
Now I'm really surprised that you didn't add Solo in there.
I was gonna say I had those 2 plus Solo. He's got to be in there somewhere.
I love when I was at work and I was trying to do 2, and Solo, for me personally, Solo would have been if I had done 3.
Look at him trying to backtrack. You see that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'm still saying, though, he would have been my number 3. Kyler Coleman and Brutus Atwell have been, I mean, Solo's been everywhere, too. But I can't remember the last time that I went to a show that Brutus Atwell wasn't at.
Well, I can tell you right now, and I'm just going to give you one. It's going to be Brutus Atwell because he's going to win. I really think that Brutus Atwell, if you just listen to what a lot of the promoters and a lot of the other guys and girls around the locker room say about Brutus Atwell, he's a freaking sponge for knowledge, number one. He listens. He takes correction, right, which is hard. Taking correction is hard. We all can attest or say that we know how hard it is, especially the older we get, right? And he goes and he does the right thing. But the one thing that out of all the rookies, that Brutus Atwell is the one guy who has taken it to a different level. He is Brutus Atwell.
I was say he found
100% of the time, he is Brutus Atwell. He lives in the swamp. You don't see anything else other than Brutus Atwell from the swamp.
True statement.
That's true.
He is on a different level than every rookie I see currently. That's my personal opinion.
Early and you're waiting in line, you see Brutus Atwell. If you stay at a show later and you're watching them disassemble a ring, you see Brutus Atwell.
Mm-hmm.
You got a solid point, man.
Goldman throws in Forever Young in the talk. Another rookie, And this is going to be a hard top. This is going to be a hard one. I know it is. I knew this was going to be the hot. This one and Match of the Year, I really think are going to be the 2 that is going to be hard, right?
Part of the reason it's going to be hard is because almost all the rookies don't look or act like rookies.
Thank you. That's exactly.
I'm going to be 100% honest. Forever Young was not even on my radar for rookie because I just assumed he was someone I hadn't seen. I didn't think he was a rookie.
Yeah, you forget he's a rookie. A lot of these guys, they, like Josh said, they just don't act like your typical rookies. And out of all the ones that we've seen, to come up with 5, or not in a bad way, in a way of can only pick 5 out of the rookies that we've seen in the last year or since COVID.
Weir can't be considered for. Oh, he's probably talking about.
He's talking Match of the Year.
Yeah, he's talking Match of the Year.
Like honestly, how long's Forever Young been wrestling? Is this one of those things where it's like,
7 months?
Technically a wrestler, rookie.
Months, Josh. Months. Not even a year.
Yeah.
Months.
Really?
Months. Yes.
This is not me trying to backtrack or anything. I didn't think he was a rookie. I thought he'd been doing it too long.
Kyler Coleman, same. They all came out of the same class.
Because he wants him to quit squirting him in the face.
Brutus Atwell. They all came out of the same class.
Holy crap!
Yeah. That's why I'm saying, dude, it's really hard with the way that House of Truth kicks out. And I'm not saying they're doing a bad job. What I'm saying is they are consistently bringing out wrestlers, right? And the way
Marvel's kicking out 5 movies a year. They're all great movies, but they're kicking out a lot of movies.
Right? Exactly. So yeah. Match of the Year, man. A lot of people got a lot of takes on that. We've got 3 versions of Weir versus Hotch now. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's saying that the Horror Slam Weir versus Hotch is the best one.
Hey guys,
What are you shaking your head?
can I change directions for just a second?
No.
All right.
Okay.
I have some breaking news.
What?
Just given to me just a little bit ago. Since he's in the chat. FU, January 2022.
I knew that. I already knew that.
Thank you for going. Yes, but they didn't.
Well, I didn't know if I was
People.
supposed to tell them. That's why I just don't say anything.
That's why I am the investigative journalist.
No, that's why you have the big mouth.
I don't think I didn't okay it first.
Yeah. Now, if we're talking about FU, you guys can talk about Alex Weir versus Hotch all you want. The match of the year was the Get Your Shit In Battle Rumble. The only Battle Rumble where we got to see El Ridiculoso get eliminated 12 times, and almost, I believe all 12 of them were by Warboy.
I think there was more than
I've been
12
saying
times,
the
though.
Just Forces song ever since this damn thing happened. That's match of the year right there.
I think there was more times than that, for sure.
I do. I think we missed a couple.
But
Originally, I was thinking 14. I'm like, I don't know. I think it was only 12. But I do know almost every time he was eliminated by Warboy.
so this year, let's talk about last year, right? 2020. COVID comes into play. Us three, dead in the water, right? Because what are we going to do? COVID comes around. We have nothing to talk about because there's no wrestling other than what you see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I'm getting a message. So I don't know what. Okay. I don't know why they sent that to me. But anyways, they're talking. I think it's about in the waiting. But I'm sorry. You are in the waiting room. You are correct. Last year's awards, we came up with an idea, right? Because we were brainstorming ideas of shows and episodes to do. Like, we did the tag team of the year, the faction of the year, or stuff like that. And then we just talked about different things like Michigan moments, our favorite indie wrestling moments, and just had conversations about indie wrestling. And I hate to say this, but there was a lot of people that said that, hey, we kept wrestling alive in the state of Michigan. I don't know if that's true or not because I'm very humble, but it has been said.
I think it was just we talked about it and we thought other people might be interested in it. Most of the stuff that happens on either show really is just, hey, we talked about it. Maybe other people might be interested in it.
Right, but that's not the direction I'm going with. The direction I'm going with this is that we were during the COVID, we were coming up with ideas of things to do to keep the show going, because we could either done like everybody else and just stopped doing everything, and there'd been no MIW Rage, or we keep going, and we did. We kept going, and we came up with ideas, and one of the ideas was the awards for the year. So with that, we let the fans vote. The fans nominated everybody. The fans voted, and it was a good time. We had awards and everything. Well, we want this to be taken seriously, all right? And nothing against the fans or anything like that, but when you have the promoters, the guys that are actually paying the guys to do the job, the guys that see the things that we're not supposed to see, saying, hey, I believe that these 5 guys and these 5 matches and this 5 this and this 5 this is the people that deserve an award. That takes the awards to another level, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I don't see Mark Franchise in here yet. He's late. So, you want to bring in Davison? Hopefully Josh can say the name right. Here, we'll bring her in.
I said Davidson, fine. You've been saying Davidson this whole time.
There. I bet you get fucked with a lot. It's going to be amazing. Hello, Davison.
enjoy it.
Sarai, how are you doing?
Did I pop in at exactly the right moment?
Always. He said
Is my
always.
name being summoned?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're
Thanks for having me.
no problem. We're talking a little bit about our awards, and we were talking about how last time we did the awards last year for 2020, we let the fans nominate and then eventually vote on the winners. And this year we're doing it now with the promoters, and we were telling them it's not because of the fans. There's nothing against the fans or anything like that, but we really want these awards to mean a lot, not only to the fans, but to the wrestlers that receive the said awards. And what better way to do that than to have the people that pay them to come in and do a job. The guys or the women, guys, whoever sees the people putting in the work and what they're doing and gets to see something that maybe I don't get to see behind the curtain, nominating these folks and then eventually voting on them. Like for yourself, because you were training as a commentator, now you're wrestling. You are the IPW champion, right?
Thank you for that, Cody. Appreciate that about you.
You're very welcome.
Glad you pay attention. I'm glad you can handle. Stop it. I'm glad you can handle the basic, simple, moving parts of talking as a podcast personality, unlike some of your fucking friends.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Fully offended, I'm classified as a friend. Like,
oh. Anyways.
Sorry.
So
what
now,
was your question?
Not only as a commentary where you get to see a lot of the people that are going to be nominated, but you are also one of these people that can be nominated to the award. So as a wrestler, if you were to receive said award, would it mean more to you because it was the promoters that nominated you rather than the fans?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ha-ha!
I mean, honestly, it's an easy one because it's not going to happen. Let's be fucking honest. I would say, I don't know, it'd be two different things, right? Like it would feel like love from the audience.
Okay.
It would feel like respect from the promoters.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like the magicians who are looking at your hands, like
right.
they're really looking.
Right.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really special, like, piece of respect for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and we've talked about this. Well, I've talked about it more than these two dipsticks, but we've talked a lot about it online, or I have made some posts about it to get the interest from the people. And I've talked about how eventually the goal is to make these awards a banquet, where you come in and you don't know until the award comes out and bang, you win.
It's like the Oscars.
Yes.
You could get a red carpet.
There you go. I'm telling you.
Like a real fancy.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah, that's the eventual goal.
Some indoor-outdoor kind of thing.
Right. We were talking a little bit about the Rookie of the Year because I believe that's going to be one of the hottest categories of this year's award because of all the rookies that are throughout the state this year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with you.
Is there any other topic or category that you're interested in? Because there are 6 of them.
Let's see, I'm trying to read your screen.
Well, we got Heel of the Year. We got, let's see, Feud of the Year, Match of the Year, Wrestler of the Year, Breakout Wrestler of the Year, and then we have Rookie of the Year.
Okay. Well, it's tricky for me because, we talk about it all the time. I would love to be over there hanging out more, but it's so far away.
Yes.
And I know, you see some of us online or whatever, but you don't really see us regularly either. So it's hard for me to talk statewide, but from what I'm aware of, House of Truth, everybody from out of House of Truth just blew up this year, right?
Yes.
I got to tell you what, Lorenzo and I are pretty friendly at this point. Sorry, Forever Young.
Right.
I refer to him as Forever Middle-Aged on IPW's commentary. There was one time he was at one of our Grand Rapids shows, and there was a weird setup with the bathrooms where you could kind of hear through the ceiling. I was walking around singing that 80s song, Forever Young. It was just stuck in my head.
Right. I'm
in the ladies' room singing this to myself. And about an hour later, I see Lorenzo and he says something about, were you walking around singing that song earlier? I was like, yeah. He was like, I was in the bathroom and I heard it coming through the pipes. I thought the fucking place was haunted. That was just me.
He's a good guy. He is. I had the opportunity to sit down with him a few weeks ago and just talk about, YouTube. And he keeps telling me, I'm like, I was trying to pick his head to get some more subscribers, and he wasn't giving up the information. He was really tight-lipped on it.
It's because he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's lying. Those aren't real. His numbers those are bots. We've covered this. You know what I mean? Like Max used to be one of his followers, but he jumped off that shit too. So,
well, I mean,
so here's what I'll say.
Right.
Rookie from our side of the state. You all know LaDon Sanders by this point, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to say it's LaDon. I mean, he's like he fought Myron Reed a handful of months ago. Amazing match. I'd put that on my short list for match of the year, as a matter of fact.
Right.
I'm not going to count myself. Get out of here. But so then if I look at your side of the state, and I love all the people involved. I love Kyler. You know what I mean? I love the subscribers.
Yeah.
Can anybody really say it's anybody but fucking Brutus? It's got to be Brutus.
Yeah.
It's got to be Brutus Atwell.
I agree with you, and I agree with you. Right. Well, I agree with you more because he's done something different, and it's not. I see.
Yeah.
He's tweaked, and he only gets better and better every time, and it's.
Yeah. That's it. Like we said, very few guys their first year, 2 years, some of them even 3, figure out who they are and what they do in the ring. He has absolutely done it in a handful of months.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and if you look back at like Ric Flair has always been Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
And at one time he changed his name, but since that time, he's always Ric Flair.
That's him.
Brutus Atwell is always Brutus Atwell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you suggesting that he's Brutus Atwell at the grocery store when he's like?
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe so.
Money on it.
He orders McDonald's as Brutus Atwell. He goes to the laundromat as Brutus Atwell. He takes his gator to the vet as Brutus Atwell.
He goes to the laundromat. Where'd you get your intel from?
He stalks it. Don't let him fool you. Stalks the guy.
That is great, dude. Oh my goodness.
Now, from your side of the state, you tell me who's your big heel over there. We got Derek Wolf, obviously.
Right. Well, as right now, I think the only guys that Dan, that's your subject, dude. I don't
see. Do we? Well, you know what? Do we really have anybody who has stepped into that top heel? Yeah. Jason Hotch.
That's what I keep hearing, but I haven't really witnessed it.
Hotch, Kyler Coleman.
You know what? Kyler's gunning for that position. Any guy who will bring out a spray bottle and squirt you and your kid in the face with it is gunning for the number 1 heel.
He's a dick, ain't he? That's really being a dick.
All right. A great heel is someone who I'm going to pay money to watch someone else punch him dead in the face.
True.
That's Kyler Coleman. Kyler Coleman is the kid that I want to see someone just bury their fist in his face and jam his teeth so far down his stomach that he'd be able to chew his own behind out for stepping on a line.
Yeah.
At FU Wrestling, during the halftime, people were paying money to get to chop Kyler Coleman. And there was the line. The line didn't get finished before intermission was over.
Yeah.
They're literally paying to hit him.
Him and Nerd.
Colton Ryder Holland in the chat says Briar Wellington is one of the top heels in the state.
You know what? Yes, I would say that too.
Okay. Well,
here's
ahead.
what I'll tell you, and this isn't poor taste, but I think this is me giving a sales job for one of the most despicable human beings you'll ever meet in your entire life. One Derek Wolf. He happens to be our Michiana champion. I used to really extol his virtues. He's a brilliant businessman, which is to say he's probably got a billionaire father who made money off of blood diamonds, like what's his face? Who knows? I will say he's not charming. He's a dick. He's not particularly funny or interesting. He's just this giant asshole, and everybody in the audience hates him. He has more money than you. He dresses fancier than you. You can't argue with him.
Right.
You just want to kill him, but you can't because he beats people.
Right.
Like you were saying.
Yeah.
I think
that's it.
People were just,
and I've only got to watch his matches online.
Well, you got to see him in XICW when he was in Rookie of the Year. He was LJ's.
That doesn't count.
No.
It's totally different.
No, you see, I'm seeing him in somebody else's house. You know, to see him in his house is different. You know, because you are who kind of, you know, you can be who you are, but places that you don't normally go to aren't always 100% going to let you have free control of what you do. At home, you do your thing. So, you know, we've been trying to get over to that side of the state all year, and it just hasn't worked out. But yeah, he's one of the guys who I definitely want to see live. See him do his thing. I want to introduce myself. If he tells me to go bugger off, hey, cool. You know, that's even better.
I'm going to make you all an offer, and I'm not even going to ask for permission. I'll apologize later if I have to, but I think this is a good business decision. What if we were to meet you in the middle? We want you to come over and check a show out. We really want that to happen. What if we were to say, if you were to come over and do some kind of podcast situation at an IPW event, we'd obviously give you free admission. We could talk about some other financial stuff too, so it's worth your time and doesn't take you out of your pocket.
Well, yeah.
Mutual benefit.
Right. Duh.
Oh yeah, we're always up for negotiation.
Duh.
Well, then we'll figure that out.
Right. Well, you know, this year we have a new category. Last year we didn't have this. We were going to do tag team of the year. And a lot of guys in the tag team were like, man, I like feud of the year better. So I left it up to the people, and the people said they wanted feud of the year, including all the wrestlers. And there are a lot of feuds. Now, this doesn't have to be tag team versus tag team, faction versus faction. This could be a singles versus singles, right? This could be very well be Tommy Vendetta versus Ray Jacobs for that long drawn out time that it went. I know there's been a feud going on over MPW for a while too. There's a couple of them.
Where at? And did you say NPW?
IPW.
Oh, Jesus, sorry. Yeah, thank you. So we've had Derek Wolf and the Magic Man, IPW's 1-2-3 kid, Felix Morio. They've been fighting since the fucking spring. Like every time they get around each other, they fought at War on the Shore. They had a street fight that went all the way down off the boat into the parking lot, and Derek Wolf almost ran him over with his rental car.
Holy smokes.
You know, Felix has fallen on hard times recently. He lost his home. He's been kind of kicking it in different dumpsters. We're trying to find him a permanent residence. Derek Wolf told me to give him $5 to wash his car, and then he scammed him. He didn't do the work, didn't even give him the $5.
Wow.
Like he's just finding new depths to which to sink. And so
I'm really going to like this guy.
I mean, you say that now.
Until he tries to tell you he's going to give you $5 and he leaves you there with no pants on.
That's like when people come on Hot Ones. They're like, oh, yeah, no, I love spicy food.
Yeah.
And then they get to number 8 and they're all just killing themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
Because I'm the guy who will say I'm going to need the keys and I'm going to detail it too. And I'm driving off with this shit.
Then I'm going to make this introduction. I'm going to film what happens. That's really interesting. So we've got that one. Let me think about that. What do we got going on over here? There was a situation between Orion and Josh Raymond, but that's kind of unfair to bring up because that existed way before the pandemic.
Right.
And it picked up immediately post-pandemic and just kept on going into the middle of summer.
But you know, when two guys can dislike each other that much, they can have time to cool off. And when the minute they get a chance to beat the hell out of each other again, they're right at it. That says something.
Yeah.
And hey, the whole feud didn't have to happen this year. If anything, if it started before this year and it's still going on, cool, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the hell
That's
of
what
a
I'm
feud.
saying. I don't know what year you count that in. The starting year, the middle year? The
Right.
last year? I don't know. You know, we had one more big one going on over here for a minute. We used to have a referee named Jeremiah, and he went a little postal. He was thrown through a table at our first event back in the summer by Jimmy Hype Shalwin. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Hype. He does some stuff up in Chainsaw, I think, occasionally.
Yeah, I've seen him, but I have never seen him actually wrestle.
Yeah, he does a lot of work over on our side. Big fun guy, you know, crowd favorite. He accidentally knocked Jeremiah the ref through a table, knocked a screw loose, and next thing you know, Jeremiah was like out for blood. Hype accidentally assaulted 2 more referees through the summer, and everybody gave him a pass because he's Hype. I'm the chairwoman of IPW's Mental Wellness Task Force. I know a psycho when I see one.
Yeah.
Shalwin is not to be fucking trusted, but what do I know? I only have a master's degree, Cody. Anyway, so these two had at it a handful of shows, and then eventually they just had their the night I beat Randy West for the title. In fact, back at Grave Danger 2, they had a tables match. They brought it full circle, and Hype Shallon was finally able to throw Jeremiah Nazareth, the black-hearted son of a bitch, through a table at ringside to wrap up the feud. That went on for a good 6 months as well. So we've got long like story arcs that we try to run over here.
Yeah, absolutely. And we like that kind of stuff too. I really do like. So I said Rookie of the Year is going to be hard, but I know that these two topics here, the Wrestler of the Year and the Breakout Wrestler of the Year, you know, there's one thing Jason Hotch said. Man, I forget which time it was, but he says there's one thing that's consistent about these awards. His name's getting mentioned for all of them, and he's right. I mean, wrestler,
he's that guy,
right? Wrestler of the Year, you know, breakout wrestler. This is his year. This really has been his year. So could this be the year that Jason Hotch wins both? I don't know. It just depends on the promoters, but
why not?
I would hate that. I hope so.
Josh would lose his fucking mind if Hotch won both of them.
Oh God, I would.
Let me lay down my context, and then I want to hear your context so I understand what's happening.
Okay.
We have a little bit of exposure on our side for IPW. We only ever had him really as, what the fuck name was he using? He was, Jason Page from Big Facts. We had them over a handful of times. Had some really awesome tag matches. He had one singles, I think, against Vendetta at one point, which is great. But he was always just kind of a baby face, like athletic, good-looking baby face for us. And then I hear that everybody hates his guts, and I have to assume it's at least partially jealousy because he's fucking beautiful.
That's what I say. It's all jealousy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I don't know. What's the deal? Why is
okay, so I'll give you context in my mind. All right, so when he at Metro Pro, he started being a dick. I'm gonna be real honest. He was kind of being a dick, and it wasn't really like, you know, he would say some ignorant shit, and it wasn't like, you know, like, hey, you know, like he wanted to be our buddy or anything. And I get it. He's a bad guy. All right, cool. So I'll boo you. And then he was having his feud with DTA, and we're buddies with DTA. Alex Weir is one of my trainers. I'm not training to wrestle. I'm a second-degree black belt in Tung Sudo, which Master Alex Weir, is a fourth-degree black belt in. And so I'm buddies with him, and he, you know, that's where it stemmed from. But now, as time goes on, and Dan, you can agree with this, you can see this too, is like I'm starting to see things a little bit differently because Hotch started to expose some things about DTA, and even though he's looked at as the bad guy because DTA is the chosen ones, per se, as the faction goes here in the state.
What was he exposing? Did he have like dick pics or something?
Well,
Is that why you hate him?
There was an interview that I did with him a while back where because Page when he was going by Jason Page, he was supposed to be part of Death Threat Army at one time. And there's a whole thing that had happened where he left Death Threat Army, and these guys allegedly were talking really nasty about him, including Karam as well. And this all came out on this podcast interview that I did with him. And I didn't really want to believe it. But now as the time goes on, I'm starting to see these things.
You know, they always say that success can really go to your head. And it seems to me like a guy like Jason Hotch, he's nothing but athletic. He's nothing but sex appeal. He's nothing but, you know, natural talent, charisma, he can talk. What's not to hate? I mean, how the hell do you relate to him? He represents like 1% of 1%. Come on, I mean, what's there to say?
Right.
He deserves all of the titles. Like,
it's true.
Give them to him.
It's true. Well, you know, who he trains with? Spider, Trey Miguel.
Nate, what?
No, Trey Miguel. Spider Nate.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he trains with Trey Miguel in Crimson.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and so does Sam Beal. And
I knew that.
Sam Beal's over there at Impact now, and we see him sometimes throughout the state. But, I mean, obviously working out. Sam Beal's at Impact. We see Hotch on AEW a lot, AAW. Impact.
What is Sam Beal's nickname? Is it called the Sperminator? What's his nickname?
Oh boy.
The Mullinator.
The what?
The Mullinator.
The Mullinator?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought I heard something about him being called the Perminator or the Sperminator.
He was the Perminator for a minute.
The Perminator, the Sperminator.
Oh, that's what it was.
Talking about Jason, he could actually qualify for 3 categories. Because let's be honest, he can qualify for breakout too.
That's what we just
Nationally.
said.
Yeah. I mean,
well, he could be
breakout,
heel, feud, match,
breakout.
wrestler, breakout of the year.
If he takes them all except for rookie, Josh's head will explode. He'll cry.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
Now, you guys are talking about the fact that Jason Koch has been nominated. People are talking about him for every category, but Sam Beal's the same way. Every category that you post in, you're asking people, what do you think? Every single category except for rookie, Sam Beal got brought up.
Yes.
I'm not going to talk about Sam Beal. I'm very uncomfortable about his Dale Earnhardt sunglasses. I don't feel like I can be objective.
You keep them outside of the inside set.
I don't give a shit. I just don't want to look at him.
We have this spider in the chat. He reminded us that he is a graduate from House of Truth, and it was only 3 months after he was released and ready to go that he won his first gold.
Cool.
Sam Beal?
No. The Spider. He's another young guy out of House of Truth.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah. Well, Tommy Vendetta, Colton Ryder Holland brings up Tommy Vendetta, as you know they would, because the Hollands are all about the DTA guys, but mostly Vendetta. I mean, Vendetta could be put in a lot of these categories as well.
A lot of these.
Because I feel like this year has been Vendetta's year as well, because he's shot up there, man. We're seeing him on a national level, right? And he's kind of doing his own thing.
From the time that he called out, he decided he needed to up his game. He's going to start doing, first it was hardcore, and then he said, that's not enough. I want deathmatch. But then he called out the War Boy, and when him and the War Boy stepped in the ring together, everybody noticed.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then he started working with Horror Slam and doing all that deathmatch shit. And then he got in ICW and was at the deathmatch circus, and doing all the stuff that he's been doing. And now he's all over the place. Yeah. He's blown up, and people know who he is. They're talking about him. And that's all you need is somebody to talk about you. That's it. Yeah. It's on and popping after that.
Would Karam fit in this category, or is he already too big before this year?
I don't know. Karam is definitely one of the guys that are taking over the world. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's on AAW pay-per-views. He's got a title down in Florida, I think. Right?
Yep, FIP.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
but
let's back from an injury and do as much as he has done in the last very short amount of time. He can be back at full force, ready to go for everyone.
Yeah. I need to rewind the tape for just a hot second. And I said earlier I wasn't going to do this, but I guess I heard some criteria here. Dan, did I hear you say that you were considering that Spider Kid for Rookie of the Year because he won gold after a handful of months of debuting?
Yeah, he could. That he could be considered for that.
Well, then I should win because I won gold my very first match and nobody even knew I was debuting.
Oh,
listen, and not just.
I didn't know that was the criteria. Jesus Christ, it's mine.
And not just against anyone. I mean, let's face it. You didn't just beat.
Wasn't no slouch.
Anybody, you beat a legend.
Don't call her that because she'll get pissed and stab you.
She don't like it when we call her legend, but come on.
Fine. You know what? I already beat her. I'll say it. Randy, I don't know if you're going to see this or not. I'm acknowledging your legend status. Now you need to acknowledge the fact that I beat that ass.
Oh,
a couple months ago. And it's going to happen again when your contract comes up in, I don't know, 2026. Get in line.
Oh, damn. and that's it.
Sorry.
Yeah, Karam just came back from injury. Colton says, but still, he's still doing a lot. And like you said, he's got the FIP championship. The FIP is out of Florida. That's under the WWN banner, which used to be Evolve and all that stuff out of there.
Yep.
You know, before WWE bought that whole thing. That's all Gabe Sapolsky's old thing. If you don't know who Gabe is, he used to run Ring of Honor for a while, and a bunch of guys from Michigan have worked with Gabe. June Tai has worked on Evolve. Cyrus Satine worked on Evolve. Let's see. Hold on.
Baroner did, didn't he? Or he's OVW.
Yeah. He was working for OVW right now. Karam worked on Evolve for a while. He got signed to Evolve, and then shortly thereafter, Evolve got sold because the COVID thing happened, and then they sold it to WWE. But he's still wrestling for the WWN banner, which is cool. And then also AAW alongside of Rohit Raju. They call themselves the Hustle and the Muscle. So good stuff there. Rohit Raju, another Michigan boy. So
he's great. Something though, I guess I'll say in terms of breakout, if that's going to mean like the amount of eyeballs on you, I think we got to come back around to Hotch again. He wasn't just on AEW programming. He made like an impression on his AEW stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
He showed up on like Botchamania videos more than once, I think, like in a good way.
Right.
I don't think you need to continue that conversation. I think you probably smashed it.
For sure. I do think though, with it being on the promoters this year, and this is no, what's the word I'm like? It's not like a shot at the promoters, but the match of the year. I mean, when they list the matches of the year, hopefully they're listing what they, because these promoters go to other places. So hopefully they don't all just list their own matches from their own promotion. So I have got some back and seen some of the matches that are listed. So some of them are listing other matches. So that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
That's one of those awards I think I would rather hear from the fans, frankly.
Match of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know the promoters are going to have their opinions, but like you just said, they also have their own dogs in the hunt.
Yeah.
So the objectivity, maybe I'm overthinking this. I mean,
no,
but
no, you're not.
When the crowd explodes, you did something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there might be your promoters like, well, that was messy, or you missed that spot. Who gives a fuck? The crowd just exploded.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this is the second year doing it.
Worried about their promotion. You get people like the Hollands who go to everything. So I mean, they're gonna be like, oh well, yeah, I like this match from Mr. Chainsaw, I like this match from IPW, I like this match from PPW.
Yeah, they're gonna be a little bit more observant and a little bit more subjective because they do go to every promotion in the state, pretty much.
Yes.
And maybe in the future that will be something that we do, because this is only our second year and it's just trying to figure everything out to get it right. And like I said, the goal is to make this really special. I want this to be huge. I want this to be the thing everybody talks about at the end of the year here in the state of Michigan. I want that to be it. That is the goal, and it's going to happen whether anybody likes it or not. That's just the way it's going to happen.
I think a lot of people like it as long as you do it well. Don't shit the bed.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Have the right food at the banquet.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good.
Oh, again, I don't know. Like, there's so much stuff going on over there in terms of like matches. I can't begin to keep up.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, from over here again, I would say like LaDon Sanders had that banger with Myron Reed, pretty unbelievable. We talked about the feud, but I mean, going back to the whole Josh Raymond and Aaron Orion thing, they had a blow-off match at a War on the Shore up on the warship over in Muskegon. That was a street fight, went through some ladders. Actually, that was a, what do you call it? A belt hanging over the ring dealio. Yeah. Having a brain fart. So, yeah, I don't know. I would probably go with those. But what would you all say about over on the east side? Like, what have you been thinking for match of the year?
Get your shit in Battle Rumble.
That's my match of the year. Get in the shit in Battle Rumble at FU2. I'm going to say one of the that match at Metro Pro Wrestling, and it was the tag team where it was Jason Hotch and Karam versus, what was it, Alex And who was the other one with Alex? Was it
Juntai?
Juntai? Yeah.
Yes, that was an excellent match.
That match.
That's got to be up there.
I have not been that emotionally invested in a match in a long time. And, because I'm on my feet, I'm yelling. 1 minute I'm happy, the next minute I'm sad, the next minute I'm pissed. It's just all these emotions coming at me all at the same time, and I'm ready to fucking rage, dude, right? And you just, right when you think that Jason Hotch is going to be the good guy again, and he's going to be cool with Aaron O'Ryan and everything, and then Karam, and then they fucking kicks him, and he takes out Aaron O'Ryan, and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's what it's all about. That right there. I felt every emotion known to man at that point, right? I almost wanted to cry, and then he leaves him laying in the ring, and him and Karam are buddies, and it's good. See you later. That one. That was the one. No, wasn't that This Means War? That's what it was. It was the war, because that's what it was. Now I remember, because they were doing the War Games match, and that's when TJ turned on Armageddon, and then Jason Hotch turned on Armageddon, and then Aaron came to help him, and then Karam came out, and then Hotch low-blowed Aaron, and then Aaron and Hotch and Karam were buddies and walked out. What the fuck?
That's convoluted.
It
was a lot. It was good though.
It was really good. It was one of the ones. I would have to say the other match, the last match, one of the matches I remember, it would have to be the XICW final for Proving Ground that we finally got to see at the return for XICW at the Hot Rock.
That was Weir and Wick when they won it.
Yeah, that was another great match.
After almost a year, or a little over a year, was it?
Mm-hmm. No, but
over a year.
There's a lot of wrestling going on in the state. It's insane how much wrestling's going on in the state right now. But it seems like there's a section of Michigan that doesn't get any wrestling. Right? There's this northern, it'd be west of Saginaw. Yeah, in the middle, right there. Yeah, there. They don't get any wrestling there.
You either got to go up, east, or west. You don't get anything where you're at.
Yeah, that's halfway between Grand Rapids and Lansing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's...
Yeah. I'd say just go to one or the other. That place sucks. That area sucks. There's a reason why people don't go there.
Well, IPW pretty much has the whole west side on wraps. I mean, there are a couple promotions out there, but I mean...
We have a couple promotions that try to infiltrate on our corners.
Right.
If you ever watch The Wire, you know how that works.
Yeah. They
seeds for bullshit drama.
Right, it's all right.
So we do Kalamazoo, we do Grand Rapids, like you mentioned. We do the one annual Muskegon thing for now with the Warship. We may try to expand that. We had been doing earlier this year Battle Creek. We were doing Paw Paw, which is kind of one of the more rural areas over here. We did that racetrack down at Jones, which is very nearly in Indiana.
Okay.
So we kind of spread it around.
Well, that's good.
And I don't know if you saw it, but we already have the calendar for 2022.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's amazing.
That's just the starting dates. We're going to probably get some fillers in other cities as well. But we already have 14 locked down all the way to the end of 2022 between Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo.
Really?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we never have to. We already got a calendar, Dan. We already know all their events. We don't even have to look anymore. We just know.
But you know what? And that, that's one of the things that makes my job a lot easier, and I appreciate that thing.
Yeah.
Is just knowing. I'm not going to go on the big spiel about, but all I'm going to say is when we all work together, it works out for everybody.
Absolutely.
Well, and if you'll remember, Cody, I mean, this is off track of what the show is about tonight, but part of the reason we talked in the first place is because way back, I don't remember when it was now, early summer, midsummer, just a spate of weird, dramatic things blew up around Detroit wrestling. Remember that? Just boom, 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 a couple things right around. But all the narrative we were seeing, everybody was shit talking Michigan wrestling, Michigan. And we were like, what the fuck, man? Like, we're over here being quiet and trying to do our own little thing, and it's working.
Right.
And like, now we're gonna get a bad reputation because these knuckleheads over there don't know how to fucking behave.
Yeah.
So, we reached out. We're like, we need to, you know what I mean? Why not?
Yeah.
Why would we not try to be aware of each other's stuff? It's one state, one community. So
for sure.
We're glad we've been able to connect.
Well, yeah, me too. Absolutely. It's been a very good relationship. So for sure. Well, thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on again, and also being a sponsor of the show as well. And,
I believe in investing in my communities. I believe in investing in people I believe in. Cody, you're a stand-up. You're a good citizen. You're a good role model.
Thank you.
I can't speak for all the people you attract, keep company with. I will say that as I've invested a little bit of money, and I said that gives me a little bit of stake. I don't think there need to be sweeping changes made, per se. There could be some corrective measures.
Yeah, I agree.
So I can put together a report and have some people turn it into your people.
All right, I'm down with that. Get it into me because I'm the boss, and I'll take care of it. Yeah.
But people knowing how to say Sarai. I mean,
Davison, Sarai. Josh, before I go, I do want to say this.
Okay.
And I'm not going to threaten you again. That's been adequately. That's done and taken care of. I can see it in your eyes. I want to say we have this in common. I really appreciate how much you appreciate the submission victory.
Right? I love submission victories.
Isn't it just the best thing to grind your opponent to such a degree? Like you have to quit.
There's no, it was a schoolboy roll-up. They caught me off guard. They distracted the ref. No. Someone made you say, I quit. I cannot beat you. You are the better wrestler. I'm over.
Correct.
That's the greatness of submission.
And I don't know if you know this about me, but I've won 3 of my matches in a row, all by different means. And 2 of those have been by submission. I think you knew that.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's it. No one can say you got lucky when you make them tap.
Yep.
I mean, there was some argument as to whether I got lucky that the referee didn't see me hanging off the top rope during that figure 4, but that's a different story altogether.
I was going to say, if the referee didn't see it, did it really happen? I mean,
I hear there's video footage, but I mean, they had video footage of JFK too, and there's still an argument about that.
Footage can be edited to look however you want it to.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get you over here for a show in the new year.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sign me out.
I'm
closing this thing.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Okay, so that's the one thing that stinks about doing these podcasts like that with these programs, because then they get to see all the stuff going on the screen. But it is what it is. They can't hear it, though, which is cool, because that's where we're on Podbean, because we put all our audio content over there on Podbean. You know that, don't you, Dan? I listened the other day at work to Soul Taker. The interview we did with Soul Taker. Oh my God. I am surprised we are still on the air right now. I'm just going to say that right now. Josh, on the other hand, may own Rasslin Rage after this is all said and done. You never know. We might have to sign it off to him. But again, I want to remind everybody that these awards these are everybody nominated by the promoters. This is only our 2nd year doing it. Yes, there are going to be flaws. Are we going to figure it out eventually? Absolutely. But we're going to make it happen. We are not the only people in the world that fuck up. It's just, we're human, right? We're human. We're learning as we go, and we're making it work. And yes, we do want to make these things huge. As far as our sponsors, don't forget Davison Sarai. That's correct, Davison Sarai. Check her out all over Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. IPW commentary team. Also, Joe Brony Talks. You can check Joe Brony out at all of his social media at Joe Brony Talks. He's got a couple new T-shirts that you can get. Make sure you check those out in his shop on Facebook. Also, BCWA at Go BCW on Facebook, GoBCWA.com. Don't forget, this is the last week to donate for our Toys for Tots. If you can't make it to us or you're not in our area, go to Pro Wrestling All-Stars at the Knights of Columbus in Southwest Detroit on the 16th, or on the 17th at the Victory Gym in Brownstown. You get in for free. Well, if you bring a toy or an item, it's got to be a brand new unwrapped toy. It cannot be a hand-me-down. All right? Can't give it your mama's great aunt's TV or something, right? Don't do that. Okay? It's got to be brand new in the box. And if you're going to give somebody a TV, come talk to me. We need to talk a little bit. All right? But anyways, other than that, don't forget to scroll down in the description, follow Rasslin Rage as well as MIW. We got a group on Facebook. We got like almost 800 people in that group now, man. 800 people. We post everything in there. We also have a Facebook page for Rasslin Rage, Facebook page for MIW. Man, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got YouTube. If you're listening on Podbean or anywhere that you listen to podcasts, please head on over to r2youtube.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, 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 please. If you're here right now and you haven't, please smash the thumbs up. Also,
or the thumbs down.
Or the thumbs down, whatever.
Okay.
Also, find Happy Harper Ice Cream down in the description and head on to their Facebook page. Give them
Hey, Cody.
We lost your audio.
You lost your audio. It glitched out and then went gone.
Uh-oh. Fucking batteries died.
Oh. Just in time.
Well, we know that the batteries died.
Hey, also going to throw out there, if you haven't hit the bell, make sure you hit the bell. That way you stay up to date with everything that's going on Rasslin Rage, r2youtube.com. You'll be able to hear. You'll get
audio. Check.
You'll get alerts whenever Rasslin Rage is going live on Sundays, whenever MIW is going live on Tuesdays. If there's interviews or there's matches and you forget what time or day those are happening, that's okay. You hit that bell, YouTube will remind you that it's happening.
Well, that's amazing that I lost my audio, but it's back now. Good thing I know how to fix it quick, huh?
Yeah.
My battery went dead in my receiver.
That lasted quite a while, though.
Yeah. Huh. Crappy batteries. Some Chinese batteries. Stinking Chinese
You can't
batteries.
say that.
I bet the Russians agree. If you didn't
The
know,
statements made by Cody Fleming.
Shut up. Shut up. We have a huge following in Russia, by the way. They love us over there. We're like, what do we say? What's his name?
We're probably like
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. We're like that. We're really popular in other countries.
Oh, wrestling's really popular over in Russia. I heard a story one time. Papa Roach was requested to do a tour in Russia, went to Russia, and they only wanted him to play the Raw theme song. It was it. They'd do the song and then people would leave.
It is awesome. Let's see here. That should be a little bit better. Man, oh man. Okay, well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here on Tuesday for MIW, where we will have all the information for you to attend all the events that are taking place this weekend coming up. Check this out. On Monday, you're going to have a match at 6:30. Hold on, I will tell you in 1 second because
AM or PM?
PM. It'll be PM. Okay. But you will have, I believe it's going to be, I don't know, I have to tell you this way because I'm stalling, and my internet is going slow. So on Monday at 6:30, you will have Nate Matson versus Rick Cartier. And then on Wednesday, because I won't be doing an interview on Wednesday because I have something else to do on Wednesday. So I will do my best to get one in on Thursday. However, you will have the Soul Taker versus Lamario Star. Dun, dun, dun.
Now, the last one from
No.
Metro?
No, it's not the last one. He didn't verse. He went against Ren Jones. Lamario Star did.
No. I mean, the last one that they had together at Metro.
Was that one of them? I'm not sure which one. Yeah. So I think it's the first one that they had. I think it was at This Means War, because I wasn't able to film at the other one. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's from This Means War. But anyways, those are your matches. You guys have a great night. Dan, Josh, go ahead and fuck off. Everybody else, we'll see you later.
All the way off, and when I get there, I'll turn around, come back, and fuck off again.
Good, because then you'll be fucked off.
It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage. Do it now. This is Rasslin Rage. Scream it out loud. This is Rasslin Rage. Cody Fleming is the man who leads the brigade. It's going down. This is Rasslin Rage.